Sul, hello, and Labis. We are here at 2:14 in the morning with the Payne family because Heidi is in labor. So we are here with her, waiting for this baby to come. Come on, Heidi, you can do it. We believe in you. You've got... Oh, I must have... This is it. This is the moment. Ah, a girl. 1 second while we look for a name. Okay, I've decided on the name Alice. I think it's really nice. And it was suggested by Eyder93 a while ago in a whole list of names. And it kind of fits with like Beatrice's name. So I think that it's a good fit for this family at this point in time. You know how it is. Oh. Cute baby. Let's go ahead and feed the baby. Oh. Okay. Heidi aged up. Okay. Okay, baby don't want to be fed. My bad. My bad. Sorry, kid. It was my bad. I apologize for mistaking the situation and thinking it was something it clearly wasn't. That's totally my bad. In the meantime, though, let's see if mom and baby are going to make it. Okay, so for Heidi to survive, she cannot roll the numbers 1 or 11. The first one doesn't count, so she's cutting it close, but she's fine. And what about the baby? The baby, Alice, cannot roll 1, 5, 7, 10, 12, 15, 17, or 20. And the baby is fine. Oh my goodness, thank goodness. Okay. So I guess we'll go ahead and let these guys get to sleep and we'll catch up once they've woken up. Okay, so the family is up. Esmond's finally realized that his wife had a child in the night while he was sleeping. So I guess, you know, that's better late than never, I guess. Okay, whoa, Graham is not happy to be up. Pal, can you just like look at your toys for me? Thank you so much. Knox is busting and trying to get to the bathroom with a desperation I think we can all relate to. Esmond's running around like a mad guy. He's just sprinting right and left, cleaning some plates, I guess. No, not that. And Heidi's had to wake up to take care of this baby, you know? Classic mom move. Can we please bounce the baby, change a stinky diaper, and then feed him? She's kind of obsessed with the new baby, which is great, you know? Huxley's out working on the eggs. Hatchable. 3 more hatchable. I don't think we need 3 more hatchables right now. Well, that's not true. We've got a lot of... Hey, our hatchable eggs. Okay, we do need some hatchables. A lot of our chickens are headed towards the end of their lives, if I can say it that way, you know? Oh, and today's both Harvest Day and Makeup Hunting Day. So it's very exciting. Esmond, do you mind taking care of old cow? Huxley, do you mind maybe cleaning this, collecting the eggs, harvesting the feathers, telling a story? And then Huxley, it would be great if you could come out here and, you know, do we have anything to harvest? Yes, some things. Harvest everything we have to harvest. That's kind of what I'm thinking, you know? Esmond, once you've done that, you can go out. Actually, it would be really handy to go and harvest all of this too. It is Harvest Day. Oh my gosh, Huxley, no! Why? Don't worry, I'll take care of you. I don't know why you came outside in your everyday clothes, but I'll take care of you. Are you in your cold weather clothes? You must be. You don't make bad decisions. Oh, pregnancy. That's funny. You don't make bad decisions. Yeah, you're perfect. Esmond, thanks for being great. You're doing great. How are you doing, kiddo? You're meeting your new sibling? Fair enough. Okay. Whoo. So, Huxley, after that scare that you tried to give us, you think you're very funny. What we can say is that everyone agreed that Huxley should have happiness, that he deserves happiness. He's earned it. Of everyone in the whole family, he's really earned it. Did you get all of the pears? Just don't feel like we got that much, you know? Do we only have like one pear tree? What? This can't be a choco berry. I don't know what's going on. Anyways, everyone agrees that Huxley deserves happiness and that means letting Catalina come back. Some people did suggest that we could do a Wixie trade, but the reason why we're not going to do a Wixie trade is because for the Wixie trade to have any kind of meaningful consequences, it would have to be the main family who took the risk on that, because Huxley and Catalina are going to move out. They're no longer going to be somebody, like, we're not going to track them the way that we track our family members. So we wouldn't be able to take the cost out of them. Like, taking all their money wouldn't mean anything. It would kind of defeat the whole purpose if they, you know, had to lose their first child. It basically, like, would really not amount to much if Huxley and Catalina paid the cost. It would only amount to something if our family had to pay the cost, if that makes sense. So therefore, we're not going to do the Wixie trade, because if we do, it's just going to take away something from our family without, just for Huxley to be happy, basically. And also, everyone agreed that emotional debts are ridiculous and they shouldn't be counted. So we're going to let this one go. No Wixie trade. And, you know, that'll be that, basically. Oh, Dovile, you can't be part of the serf men, but if anybody could, it would definitely be you, okay? Actually, can we go to the village shop, please, Heidi? I think we need some foodstuffs. So Huxley's going off hunting. Esmond's going to go off hunting soon. Today is Graham's toddler birthday. Today was also harvest day, which I should have taken into account before Huxley just went to go hunting, but that's okay. And so we're also going to have the remarriage, or the original marriage, of Huxley to Catalina today. Because like we saw, you know, that was just a bad dream. It was just a really bad dream. It wasn't true. Forgot that we had 2 babies here when I sent Heidi off. Well, they're just going to have to hang out on their own. And in fact, actually, while we're here, what we're going to do is we're going to do Graham's birthday. Just get it over with. Okay, Graham, work with us here. We're trying to have your birthday. Hopefully it goes well. Looks like it's a job for you, Heidi. Oh my gosh, this kid, Graham, he is so cute. Inquisitive, from calm to inquisitive. We love that for you, Graham. We love that for you. Oops, wrong way. Oh, Eydís sent him a gift. Okay, let's do his cast and see if he's gonna make it. You just know a busy mom would give this haircut. It would have originally started off trying to be all like nice and regular, and then it would have gotten to this point. Gonna give Graham this one just because. Okay, so the numbers that Graham cannot roll are a 4, 8, 12, or 16. So let's roll and see how it goes. 17, he's totally fine. Heck yeah, today is starting off so good. Oh, Huxley, your last act here with us can be to potty train Graham, and look, a lucky escape. Huxley made it out without a scratch. Remember all the times that he actually did get scratched? Ah, those were the days. Okay, let us figure out what our taxes are. Actually, you know why this doesn't work right now is because Heidi's got a bunch of stuff that he needs. Okay, so our harvest is basically 2,863. For our taxes, we owe 1,145, so we'll be left over with 30,520. Oh my goodness, wrong. 30,520, overshot it, gave us a lot less money. Whoops. I'm just gonna get rid of the things that we aren't going to hold on to. The things that we don't really need. So really, we kind of kept all of the money, you know? Okay, so now we're just waiting for Huxley to finish up potty training our little buddy Graham, and then we will head off for his wedding. Okay, and so we're gonna move Huxley out where he'll be safe from the rolls. Make sure that Catalina is happy to be carrying forward their genes, and then we'll check in with them every so often. Okay, so we're back with the main Payne family. I had to go, well, I didn't have to, but I chose to go with Catalina and Huxley to get them set up in their new home. And so their home has been, oh shoot, on harvest day I forgot to harvest these. It's always something I forget if they're in a different place. Yeah, so I went and set them up in their home, and I actually recorded the build that I did for them. If you're interested in seeing it, let me know, but I don't tend to put out build videos, mostly just because I don't really think to. But we're back here with these guys for now, but it's pretty late. That's why it's so late, is because of setting everything up and getting their plants going, blah, blah, blah. So these guys are all here. They're pretty tired, so I'm gonna have everybody sort of settle down for the night and we'll catch up in the morning, unless something interesting happens in the meantime. I'm sorry, but I know that I've been kind of all over the place lately, but I don't remember Heidi aging up, and I think that I do have aging while pregnant on, so I wonder if while we were away at some point she aged up, because I don't remember her blowing out the candles from the past couple of videos. I don't remember her getting one of these traits, and we were going to exchange her aspiration when she aged up, and I don't remember getting the opportunity to do that either, so I don't know, I'm very confused. Very confused indeed. It's St. Valentine's Day, which is really awesome. But at some point, Esmond already has plans today to go and spend some time at Eydís's house, helping out with their holding. Helping out with their holding so that they can sort of get it ready for their family. Spring is next week. Spring starts in a few days. Spring starts on Sunday. So that'll be like nicer time to be helping out with the holding, but beggars can't be choosers, you know? So yeah, these guys are just going to do their chores around here. And then what we'll do is we'll go ahead and head over to Leif and Eydís to work on their property just a little bit. But we have, since we got so many harvestables yesterday, we've got some that we need to go ahead and plant to continue to grow our fields after, you know, after the famine. We're still trying to build back up again, so. Now, something that's kind of interesting that I wanted to bring up is that, as we know, Thomas of Lancaster was our Earl originally. After he was executed for treason, his younger brother Henry of Lancaster took over since Thomas had no legitimate sons. Henry's kind of interesting because he was so little suspected of being a part of the treason that he got to inherit some of the Lancastrian lands and was largely just kind of left to his own devices. He was a lot younger than Thomas had been. He was, I think, in his teenage years. I want to say 14, but I'm pulling that from my memory rather than from a citation that I have looked at recently. So don't trust me about that. But he also, of course, just like Thomas had been, was cousins to both Isabella and Edward II. So they were all related to each other. And he just kind of like got left to his own devices, you know? He got married. He had quite a few daughters, had only one son, was widowed by 1322. During that period of time as well that precedes this, he spent quite a lot of time in France dealing with the lands that he'd inherited there with the permission of Edward II, which included him being excluded from conflicts that Edward II engaged in that he expected other noblemen to be a part of. He gave permission to Henry of Lancaster to deal with this stuff and not worry about being there for the conflicts. The only thing that caused some tension is that Henry was supposed to inherit more. He was held back from the full inheritance by Edward II. And so it seems to me that over time this caused some friction. So in 1326, last year, when Isabella returned with her force and was marching on London, looking to overthrow the Despensers and do the things that would eventually lead to Edward II losing his crown, Henry of Lancaster joined with her and Mortimer and was actually the one who captured and kept Edward II for the first part of his imprisonment, where he reportedly treated him well. Of course, like I said, they were family members. And so it's interesting because it's just an interesting moment. In November of 1326, the king's seal was given to Isabella while Edward II was imprisoned, and that's when the decision was made to legally depose Edward II. That was the first time ever that had been done, and Edward III would take his place, of course, as his son. In January of 1327, Edward II, of course, didn't want to give up his crown, and so clergy members went to persuade Edward to give up his crown to his son freely because Edward III refused to take the crown without his father's blessing. So I think that kind of indicates the kind of person that Edward III was. He didn't want to do this behind his father's back. He didn't want to just take it by force. He said, I'm not doing this unless my dad agrees. And Edward II did eventually agree for the sake of his son. However, Edward III was still too young at this time to rule independently, and so Isabella was regent, and a council of regency was formed to help advise on important decisions. Henry of Lancaster, our current Earl, at this point was made chief of the Council of Regency, and remember how he didn't get his full inheritance earlier? Well, now that he was chief, he was able to petition pretty easily and reclaim his full inheritance at this point. So it's on January 25th of 1327 that Edward III's reign officially begins. The deposed king was moved to Berkeley Castle, where he was held under the care of Mortimer's nephew rather than his cousin, Henry of Lancaster, and there are some suspicions that he was treated pretty poorly when he was there. Are you taking care of your children as well? Or just knitting? Cross-stitching, rather. Kiddo, you're kind of hungry. Do you mind eating? Oh my goodness, you are so tired. Can you please go to sleep? I know that's your sister's bed, but yeah, you can like it. Eydís, we're not ditching school to go play hooky somewhere. Thank you so much. Did you stub your finger? Yeah, okay. I don't trust the Sims ought to autonomously make the right decision about what they're, yeah. So this kid has a dirty diaper. She's like, feeding you? Anyways, Edward III's first move as king was to increase his mother's annual income. This was later used as evidence of her avarice, but it's kind of complicated because she needed to make allies, and a way to make allies is often with money. So it's a little bit more complicated than a straightforward, obviously she was being greedy kind of situation. And depending on the sources that you look at, or at least the sources I've seen, the numbers of what her income was increased to vary pretty wildly. So I don't really feel confident saying how much it was increased by. I just know it was increased. And you can go and look to see if you can get more clarity on the situation if you are interested. In September of 1327, the news came that Edward II was dead. Now, what's interesting about this is that first, there had been 3 failed escape attempts. All failed, but 3 times people had tried to break him out of prison. Second, there was no sign on his body, so it was considered a too neat death. And so, of course, rumors began. Rumors that Isabella and or Mortimer were involved. But there's no evidence that Isabella was involved, and Edward's heart was given to Isabella in a silver casket that she was later buried with, and she kept with her for her entire life. Immediately as well, in addition to the rumors that perhaps he'd been murdered, there were rumors that he'd escaped or was living as a hermit. We don't know, obviously, what happened is really what it comes down to. Elizabeth's in labor. We've got to go deal with it. Okie dokie. We are here with Elizabeth. And Elizabeth, I need you to call over your mom, Sarah, Scott, like ASAP, because we are in about those extra risky rolls. Hey, kid, do you want to get some leftovers? What about you, buddy? Are you hungry? Yeah, why don't you just come over here? I know you're so... Oh, please hold on. Please hold on. Please hold on. Her mom's here. Ooh. Ah. Hold on. Hold on. Actions. Add to group. We need to go up here to support her through this. Hey, go here together. Both of you. Sarah Scott, we need you because we can't let... I don't like extra risk right now. I'm not about that extra risky life. We've got Aiken and Alexander. Okay, Aiken and Alexander. Okay. Don't worry, Elizabeth. Your mama's here with you. She's standing in the background. She's rooting for you. We're all rooting for you. Baby's here so fast. Oh, baby boy. Oh, okay. Let's go with the name Arthur. Man, Aiken is like, only sons. Only sons. Oh. Yeah. Oh, cute. We've got another boy here. I know, it's because of the walls. Yeah, Alexander and Aiken II can be supportive with each other. Like, good for them. Good for them. Yeah, you two can be jokesters. But, guys, I'm really trying to get some shots here. Okay. So let's go ahead and do their rolls and see, are they gonna make it? For Elizabeth to survive, she cannot roll the numbers 1 or 11. First one doesn't count, so... Number 7, she's fine. And what about baby Arthur? He cannot roll the numbers 1, 5, 7, 10, 12, 15, 17, or 20. He scraped through. Excellent. Okay, mom and baby are totally fine. Ah, the Brewers are surviving, thriving. But we're going to go ahead and leave these guys here so that we can pop over to Leif and Eydís and see what's happening over there. Okay, so we're at Leif and Eydís and we can see that we've got a community over that are trying to sort of get to work, making some materials, preparing to get things going. All of them working together, you know, working together to build this new home. Jefferson's being about as useful as always. So something that I think is interesting is that while we don't know for sure even that Edward II was murdered, it's widely reported by a lot of sources, often ones that we typically think of as being credible, that he was murdered and that it was this gruesome, grisly death, which is what's often believed about the death of Edward, which I'm not going to say here, but you can look up pretty easily if you're interested in finding out what it is. Now, in my opinion, which I do try very hard not to include in these historical segments, since it's just my opinion, but I do think it's relevant currently. The form of murder that's often suggested pushes past what I would consider believable in a number of ways. First, there isn't any evidence that happened. Second, the most frequently mentioned thing is that there wasn't a mark on his body. And of all of the ways to get rid of somebody without leaving a mark on their body, the way that's mentioned frequently for Edward II is completely absurd. I mean, it's not the first way you think of when you think about getting rid of somebody without leaving a mark on their body. It kind of feels to me more like a cautionary tale or a kind of just desserts story that serves two purposes. The first being that it vilifies the supposed conspirators of his murder, of course, that being Isabella and Mortimer, both of whom also received pretty strong moral judgments by writers over time. And second, to, quote, punish, end quote, Edward for his potentially having had romantic relationships with men, and sort of being like a reaction to that, you know? In addition, according to Catherine Warner, it was only suggested in 1330, several years after Edward II died, and only at the trial of somebody considered to be a part of his murder. So in terms of Edward's death, the only thing we know for sure is that some people think he escaped. Some people think that he died one way or another, and that's the situation. Now, I couldn't help but notice Leif started running around, so that means that our good pal Eydís is in labor. And I thought I saw Deauville just wandering around out there somewhere. Nope, okay, go ahead and call her over. She's your best buddy. And I'll get you a bassinet, because maybe that's something that you want to have for your baby, you know, maybe. I think Eydís would go all out for baby's little bassinet. Okay, you're right. That doesn't. It's kind of hard fitting stuff in here with all these debug items. Oh, cute. Okay, Eydís, my girl, my dude, is your sister over yet? Get over here, Deauville. We need you. Yeah, Leif's like, all these guys. Whoa, look at that. It's so beautiful. All these guys are like just having a chit chat. Esmond, will you please stop pranking your sister? It's just not very nice, you know? Sorry, but this lighting, it just speaks to my soul, you know? Oh, Deauville in the background just gave Jefferson a flower. Autonomously. Okay, Eydís, I'm sorry. It's just the lighting just speaks to me. But yeah, we'll get this baby out of you. I know, it took a long time. Okay, Deauville. We need you to be part of our group. We need to go here together, two ladies, into the, I guess, birthing room. All right, Eydís, here we are in this terrible little beat down place that is your home. Baby's here! Oh, and it's a boy. How interesting. Another boy. That's one girl, two boys. Okay, let's see. Now, this might just be me, but I could totally see Leif being like, let's name our son Rolled, which means fame, by the way. I think we're gonna go for that just because I can see Leif being all about that, you know? Oh, congrats, Eydís. You've got a little baby of your own. You're like a grown-up. Oh, Esmond. Oh, okay. Esmond left, but oh, okay. Let's roll and see if they're gonna make it. Okay, so Dovili made it, so Eydís just cannot roll the numbers 1 or 11. So she's fine, thank goodness, thank goodness. And what about Baby? Baby cannot roll 1, 5, 7, 10, 12, 15, 17, or 20. Oh my gosh, another first baby gone. Ugh, okay, well, I guess it happens. Oh man, we've had really bad luck lately with first babies. What would Baby have passed from? Low birth weight. Oh, poor Eydís. Thank goodness that her sister is here to talk her through this. Is there somewhere for you to go to the bathroom? I'm sorry, Eydís. I'm so sorry. Can you come over here and like, I don't know, discuss your fears? I'm sorry, because we haven't really built their home yet, so I'm just gonna treat her nude so that she doesn't have a bladder issue anymore. And that way we can go and we can ask her some advice. Oh, poor Eydís. Look, she's so sad. I think that she's just gonna get some advice and some support from her sister. And her sister's gonna tell her, you know, it's really hard and you can get through this. Leif? Oh, Leif. Leif is very sad about this. Okay, well, I guess we'll call these guys meeting to a close. They can come back again and help us out a little bit. I think with that being said, that's about it for everything from this half of the year. So, thanks everyone for watching. I hope that you've enjoyed this part. We had good news, we had bad news, as is the way of this challenge. But spring is coming, and with that comes hope. So thanks everyone for watching, and I'll see you in the second half of 1327. Bye-bye, everyone.